welcome back to Tumblewood Adventures. Previously, our heroes managed to conquer a haunted mansion, stopped an assassin from killing a vampire, who was actually a good guy, stopped the bandit coalition once and for all through deception and trickery.
Thank you. Or you're welcome, rather.
And pretty much saved the wood, for the most part. And so, we have a little bit of a cutscene to get through. It was a cool autumn evening. The sun had only begun to set below the western mountains, basking the wood in dim twilight. Most of that light was obscured by a thick cloud of smoke and soot erupting from the scorched grove. To this lone Luma, donned in the verdant green robes of the tenders, he did not turn his back to see this looming darkness. He was running far, far away from it, the chill wind breathing past his face to refresh him from the suffocating heat of the grove was known for, though it did little to relieve him of his panic. Along the road, this Luma continued to flee until his tiny bird legs finally gave out, making him tumble face first in the dirt. Coughing and sputtering, the Luma tried desperately to rise from the ground, noticing a down-covered claw outstretched in front of him to help him back to his feet. The Luma looked further upward, his gaze settling on the rather imposing figure this claw belonged to. Clad in chainmail, his ornate cloak billowing in the stiff, ash-ridden breeze. And there he is.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay, before you speak, I'm going to move all the way back here, because now it's present day. It has been roughly a month since your party's escapades with the bandit coalition, which has since officially dissolved into a new force for good in Humblewood. Rather quickly, I might add. They became known as the Wildwood Brigade, an elite humble folk task force meant to respond to remote hamlets and villages across the wood, requesting immediate aid from the fires. Benna is, of course, the general in charge, and she's been doing a fantastic job despite the birdfolk's doubts and concerns. Elderheart, meanwhile, has known a relative peace since then. The atmosphere here is significantly less tense. Birdfolk and humble folk alike are starting to get along a lot more, actively helping the homeless and starving through regular hunts and forage expeditions. The Council of Elderheart is currently undergoing renovations in their policies with the humble folk, and has sent out and received invitations from the many representatives of the humble folk races across the wood. Rook has likely wanted to get in on all of this to become the main representative for all Mawpot kind, but his letters of recommendation have received no replies. The Perch Guard, now bolstered by your party's victory, has finally been sent to Meadowfen and Flagstone at the earliest convenience. Angel, along with her pet Emberbat Fluffykins, has gone with them. She had heard news of her parents beyond the western border, and she wasn't about to pass up the opportunity to find them again. Now, how would you all like to say your goodbyes?
Did she leave without telling us?
That's a good question.
Seems like something she would do. She was always kind of flighty for a bird.
Henrietta struggles to not smack Rook on the head with her mace for that pun.
I thought it was very clever. Why is no one laughing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're muted right now.
Haha.
do realize I'm a bird, right?
Yes, I thought you'd get it more than all. Or better than most.
That is the lamest pun I've ever heard.
Oh, trust me, there's more to come.
Oh, sweet Hanera.
Okay, so the reason why Angel's player, Lala, is leaving because she has a lot of real life stuff to get through. I'm sure she can explain better than I can.
Yeah, that's her business.
Alright then.
She doesn't want to share. She doesn't want to share.
Oh, I can speak now.
Yeah,
you guys
Yeah,
you're
don't
muted.
have to tell us to
actually
do
get a
something.
word in.
Yeah.
So I was just waiting for you guys so I could speak. So I was going to do this episode, but as we got a new streamer, we have had some technical issues. And I know things are a little blurry on the screen at the moment. Just don't worry about it. We will sort out that business soon. It was just some minor technical difficulties because I'm not the one streaming this time. It's Alex P101. So do be aware that there might be some issues, but we will get them sorted with time.
Alright.
Yeah, this is
So
this is a first for me. So please be easy.
Yep. He's new. He's the new player here. Let's go.
So yeah, do be aware of that there might be some little issues and quirks, and we will get it sorted. I know some things are a bit iffy at the moment, but we will get them sorted, and yeah. Now, simply put, I am running out of time. I only have so many hours in a week, and while I don't like giving up on commitments, this game is one that I can't really commit to because things keep getting scheduled on this day around this time.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. The game is fine. The game is fun. But that is my situation. So, as this seemed like a good time to leave, since they're starting a new arc, I decided that this would be a good time for Angel to just step out of the game. She may return at some time in the future once things have died down for me here, but she might not. Regardless, Alex has kindly stepped in to continue the stream and to return and to become the fourth player.
Alright. Well, glad you were able to join us.
Yeah, I'll
We'll
probably
miss
head
you.
out now. I'll probably head out of the chat now, but you will have fun.
Alrighty.
And
See you later then.
and thanks so much for all your help, Lala.
No problem. Take care.
See you.
Take care.
Adios.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Now, chances are, during this past month, some of you have either stayed in Elderheart or returned back home to Meadowfen or some other place you call home in Humblewood. Until recently, all of you, except for Angel because she's no longer in Humblewood, received a summons from the council in Elderheart. New title pending. You're all tasked to return to the council chambers tomorrow for a very important meeting. As such, you all have today to do whatever you wish around the city and check if anything has changed. What would you all like to do?
Okay. So, Rook would have been probably trying to build up his little, network of little spies. Little youngsters.
Um, it's steadily growing over the past month,
Okay.
but there hasn't been much progress.
How many decent tips do you think he would have gotten and would have paid gold for?
It's like, well, most of the wood has seen relative peace ever since the Bandit Coalition has pretty much more or less history at this point. So there's not a lot of news going around at the moment, aside from forest fires.
Okay, so no political espionage in the last month. Okay.
Alright. Henrietta, what are you doing?
Henrietta had returned to Meadowfen to continue her training as a paladin and making sure Bryce stays out of trouble.
Yeah, I imagine Bryce went back to Meadowfen along with you. That is until you got the summons to return to Alderheart. So now you're here.
Well, it's been a long time since I've been here. I wonder where everyone else, if anyone else is coming.
Yeah. So, where would you like to go first? See if anything has changed.
Henrietta would like to check out the temple area.
The temple area again. Not much has changed over there. But Talus, as you're going through the market, the trunk market, you spy a familiar face in the crowd. Over here.
And out of character, I'm blanking on the name.
Okay, it's Susan.
Susan, imagine seeing you.
Oh, hello, dearie. It's good to see you again. I decided to set up a small tent of wares here. I was hoping to sell some things. She has potions for sale. Lots of them.
Good to know. Well, I suppose that's I suppose that's one way to get away from that one guy.
Yeah,
No,
indeed.
his name.
The magistrate, yeah. I haven't heard much word of him for quite some time, so I decided to come here. Oh, I'm also selling some fortune readings if you're interested.
That's a headache I'd rather not bring upon myself.
That's fair, but if you ever need any potions from me, you know where to find me.
Of course.
So now you have Susan's services in the trunk market. She will make potions for you if you have the right ingredients, or you can just buy them outright, or she can give you fortunes. Anyway, Henrietta, as you're going up to the canopies near the bows, you notice a bit of a commotion. There's a couple of tenders out here. Yeah, over here. You see a frail young Gallus, which is the teal-colored one. He's standing on a crate in the market square, trying to catch the passing crowd's attention. And he says, "The fires are spreading more and more by the day. We need help to quell the blaze. Please join the tenders and help us heal our wood." There's also a shy-looking Sable Luma standing awkwardly to the side of him. The crowd doesn't seem to be taking much interest.
Out of character, is Henrietta already a tender?
Not quite. You've heard of them, for sure. But you didn't really join their order yet. They're stationed here in Elderheart.
Oh. Henrietta just walks up and just listens out of curiosity.
And he's like, "Oh, you there. You're a paladin, I take it."
Right.
Right. You would be so kind as to listen to us. You are one of the defenders of Elderheart, yes?
That's if that's what they're calling us, I guess.
You have our utmost thanks. for defeating the bandit. Certainly gave us much relief, despite our effort trying to. Sorry, I'm just trying to ad-lib all of this. I don't have it. God damn it.
It's okay, just take it slowly if you need to.
Okay.
So, what are the tenders doing here in Alderheart?
We've been trying to recruit more people to help us with the Scorched Grove. It's been getting a lot worse recently. You see,
I
my
know.
friend here was recently attacked by a horrible monster. The Savaluma just awkwardly goes away. Goes
monster?
behind him.
A monster?
Yes. We weren't entirely sure what it was, but... Well.
What
if I
did this
was-
monster?
We don't know what it looked like. We were also came here to Alderheart to talk with the council tomorrow as well.
You're talking to the council too?
Yeah.
Huh. Funny thing. I've recently been asked to be seen by the council.
And maybe we might be able to see each other and cooperate. Or I would, if I wasn't, if I was a bit more sturdy. The Savaluma continues to retreat behind him.
Is your friend alright?
He's been through quite a lot recently. Please forgive him.
Maybe you should take him to a healer or something?
No, he's fine physically.
Well, some place to calm his nerves.
Oh, of course.
Cause he seemed as skittish as a rattlesnake tail.
Make an insight check.
Okay.
You can tell he's shaking, but he doesn't want to elaborate. It's hard to tell what he's so nervous about.
I'm gonna try and ask him.
Okay.
Henrietta just moves here and says, "You alright?"
Make a persuasion check.
Excuse me.
Persuasion, yeah.
Yep. I said, "Excuse me."
Okay.
What is it with my rolls?
No, that's good. That's good. I'm sorry. He leaves. Havel decides to step in. I'm very sorry. He barely escaped an attack against that monster, and well, he lost someone very important to him during that attack.
My condolences. Have you taken him to the temple?
I have, and he's been doing a little better since then, but he's still working on it. Well, in any case, I should probably pack up here and move further down to see if I can get more recruits to join. Until then, you leave.
See you later.
Okay.
Henrietta ponders to herself. A monster. And it has some connection to the flames.
Yeah, definitely something from the Scorched Grove. Things are changing.
I better make my way to the council immediately.
Okay, so
Perhaps they could have some insight on what's going on.
okay, so what's we did Talus and Henrietta. What's and Rook has already decided to continue his network.
Yeah, as much as that's not working.
Alrighty, you want to skip to the next day?
Sure.
Okay, so the next day you all enter the audience chambers of the council. There's a bit of a it's still as crowded as usual, but it's a little bit quieter, with hushed concerns about a fire, and things are starting to get a little bit worse.
Henrietta sees Talus and Rook entering, and she hails them. Howdy, boys. Been a while.
Yeah.
Indeed.
How's life?
Well, we managed to get some more folks helping keep the fires away from Meadowfen. But it seems like there's something not right going on.
There's always something not right going on.
Yeah, you hear there's an assembled clamor. Some are thinking of immediate removal of all the tenders from the grove before more lives are lost.
Okay.
Some are calling for a mobilization of the Perch Guard and the Wildwood Brigade to meet the monsters head on.
Out of character. Okay,
Yeah.
would Rook have heard anything about this from his network?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
That's been the news so far. It seems everyone has an opinion and is fighting to be heard over it with the council. You enter as well. You enter. You see a lot of druids in here. And one particularly stoic-looking figure.
Oh, look, it's a bunch of tree huggers.
You also see Taver, you also see the Luma and the Gala standing patiently to the side of this rabble.
The tenders.
Yep, there's a lot of tenders in here.
Good gracious. Whatever this monster is, it's definitely causing quite a ruckus.
The Gallus recognizes you as you enter. Oh, I'm glad you could make it. I forgot to introduce myself the other day. My name is, Havel. Pleasure to meet you.
What did you say his name was?
Let me put that up real quick. There we go. His name is Havel, of the Autumn Moon.
Like Havel the Rock.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the thing didn't come up for me, so.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
neither.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Well, nice to meet you, Havel. I'm
It's a
Henrietta.
pleasure.
I'm Henrietta of the Paladins of Hanera of Meadowfen.
Oh, I've heard of them. You've been doing good work around the Scorched Grove as well.
It ain't easy.
And
That's for certain.
this is my young friend, Tever. He's quiet.
How does he look?
It should be shown here. If I can get it up.
Got it.
Okay.
Well, I meant, is he looking shaken, or?
He's still shaking a little. So, you see the bright Gallus in front of you is waving a feathered hand to quiet everyone down. She's being patient with everybody. She goes, she addresses you specific. She addresses your party specifically. She goes, thank you all for heeding our summons so quick. The wood is in great need, and many of our tenders have already paid the dearest price to protect. We hope you will hear our pleas and offer us your aid in this most dire of circumstances.
I think that's your cue, Rook.
Oh, sorry, I'm chewing on something. Sorry.
Okay.
10 seconds.
Okay.
Rook's just kind of like standing there, like chewing on something in his mouth, probably like some sort of like jerky.
Okay. Vita continues. We've been seeing an ever-growing activity coming from the scorched grove, with large clouds of ember bats, larger than anyone has ever seen, as well as other strange fire creatures being sighted outside of the grove in the wood. And many travelers and tenders have been injured or missing. Would like to ask you, if the defenders of Alderheart, to help in this situation in any way you can.
If I may, counselors, first,
Yep.
Aren't we missing a counselor? Counselor Sheridan?
What? Sorry, I don't know who that is.
That's the scarred servant.
You mean Benna?
Yeah.
She's not a counselor yet. She's a general.
Oh,
But she has heard news and has already mobilized some of her troops over there as well
all right.
to help with any surrounding villages in danger.
I've heard that there's some sort of monster being responsible for these attacks.
Indeed. Trevor, if you would, Sabaluma awkwardly decides to come up to explain. It's like, still a little shaken. But, his Gallus friend, Havel, is trying to comfort him. He's like, you can do this. Okay, it was as if the ash in the plains started to seize up, and something was burrowing in there. It never broke the surface, so I never got a good look at it. But it took someone.
Big thing out in the plains, alright.
Take your
Like
time.
a worm, you'd think?
I'm not exactly sure what it was, but it definitely looked worm-like. And before I knew it, my instructor, he was sucked under. I got as far as I could until I was out of the scorched grove, and someone decided to help me.
Okay, Rook kind of speaks up. It's like, when you say sucked under, do you mean like he fell in a hole or something?
I'm not entirely sure. It was like he was grabbed by something and pulled under.
And you absolutely did see this happen?
Yes, but I wasn't sure what kind of creature it was. I've never seen it before. He kind of steps down a bit. As you can see, Theta speaks up. This is a monster that none of us have any information about. Which is why we ask you, the defenders, about see if you can. We've also brought someone. We've also decided to invite someone to assist you in this matter.
That's probably a good idea. I think our cleric took off to find folks, and we haven't heard a word from her since.
Well, which is why we invited someone else to assist him. That's the
Cue the dramatic entrance.
dramatic entrance. Kate billowing behind him as if there was wind in here, but there isn't.
Rook's around to see if there's like some sort of like druid trying to make a wind spell or something.
Not quite.
The
How would you like to introduce you?
The giant Striga, as he is called, walks up to the group and stands before them. He is very tall, 5'9", and the look on his face is very difficult to read. He seems sternly looking at you, but it doesn't seem like it's very easy to tell what he's thinking. He regards all of you, and he bows his head to you all. It is...
You're cutting out a lot.
Okay.
He wasn't cutting out for me. I got it fine.
Yeah, he was fine for me.
It might just be on my end then. One moment.
Alright. Everything all good now?
I'm not sure.
Alright, well, he,
Keep going.
I'll keep going. He regards you all and bows his head. It is a pleasure to meet you all. My name is Rallis Greenborough.
Okay, would Rook have heard anything from the spy network of this individual?
You have heard hushed rumors of him, a particularly famous called the Wind. You don't know anything else about.
Henrietta bows in return to Ron. We thank you kindly for joining Sir Green. Everything okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep hearing people cutting out myself. I'm gonna have to do this right quick. Be back in a minute. Okay, hopefully that's fixed it.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. But anyway, yeah.
Okay, so Henrietta bowed to you and said, and bid you welcome and called you Sir Greenborough.
Please, Miss Henrietta, just call me Rallis. I prefer that.
Alright then. She gestures to her companions. These here are Talus and Rook.
Rook kind of waves.
And Talus kind of nods.
Yep.
Well then, it is a pleasure to meet you all.
Well,
Now, as you have heard, there was a bit of trouble out in the forest, and as it so happens, I have been charged with investigating the fires myself. Considering the aligned goals, and at the behest of the council, my order have thought it prudent that I accompany you from here on.
indeed.
Well, it's always good to have a little bit of extra muscle around here, right?
We would also like to ask one of the tender if they would like to help guide you towards this within the Scorched Grove. Nobody raises their hands, except very shakily for the Savoluma. He's like, I may not be the strongest, but any second we waste, more tenders might get hurt or worse.
Okay, Rook kind of turns around to the crowd. It's like, Do you hear that? We need your assistance. Sure, some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Nobody responds to that at all.
Wonderful sales pitch. It's Rook.
Henrietta rolls her eyes at Rook before turning her gaze to Dever. You know, you don't have to do this. You could just tell us where it happened and we can just go ourselves.
No,
There's no need to put you through any more turmoil.
there is. I want to make sure that everyone is okay myself.
Henrietta looks to Havel.
He nods.
If you're sure,
He may be small, but he is much stronger than I, for sure.
I'm just more worried about keeping him safe.
I know healing magic. It'll be fine.
Well, that's interesting. We're taking him with us.
And I can use a spear.
Henrietta glares at Rook. If something happens to him, you're going to be held responsible.
We'll see about that. But hey, we have a kid coming with us, and look at all these guys. These absolute cowards.
Peace.
They actually look pretty old and frail, most of them.
Peace.
That's no excuse.
Peace, Henrietta.
Henrietta just...
I'll take care. I'll be sure that the boy doesn't come to harm. I've done it once before.
He actually saved. He actually helped me back to the city. Actually, thanks for
Really?
that.
Henrietta's surprised at this.
I
Really?
merely saw someone in danger, and I thought it was wise to help. Do you not do the same?
Well, yeah, but that was quite lucky.
Indeed. Funny how the world works sometimes, isn't it?
The Amaranthi must be guiding us to something.
Could be.
Well,
Could be.
okay. Fetus finally speaks up. Well, with that out of the way, you'd all best prepare yourselves for the journey ahead. I wish you all the best of luck dealing with this beast.
Well, we'll figure it out. And before we leave, we should probably discuss payment, right?
Again with the payment.
Well, doing things pro bono isn't exactly putting meals in our bellies, is it?
You will be rewarded handsomely for bringing proof of this beast's demise.
Henrietta sighs as she looks to Rallis again. That's a thing about Rook. He's always trying to weasel his way into someone's pockets.
Literally weasel.
Look, I kind of point at Henrietta. It's like, hey, that is racist. I am a ferret.
Okay.
And Rook, my friend, I pat him on the shoulder. You don't get to talk.
Okay, I leave angrily, kind of like bouncing side to side as the weasel war dance.
Okay. Yeah, you all leave the audience chambers and back to the town.
Out of character, I've always wanted Henrietta to call Rook a weasel.
Well, he is technically of the weasel family, so...
Yeah. Like,
I might be small, but I'm not a least weasel.
Well, you know, if you trust me, I've got something I want Antalis to call Henrietta, but I can't. But we just don't seem to get into any arguments. Like the one time, like I got some Brilliant, just like the one time our characters don't hate each other.
Then, well, you know, depending on what it is, bear in mind this is PG, so yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly PG.
Yeah, don't worry, it's perfectly PG.
All right, so it better be creative.
Okay, so Tever, the Savaluma, is decided to wait outside the gates for you. So, in the meantime, you can prepare go do a little bit of shopping beforehand if you really want.
Okay. Rook would like to buy smoke bombs.
Okay, straight back to Eliza's store then. If I can find it. There it is. Eliza's Emporium.
It's like, hi Eliza, I would like to buy a pack of smoke bombs. Don't ask.
Oh, of course, of course. Let me see what I have in stock real quick. Let's see here. Let me just look up item prices. Yeah. Yeah, you see that her store is... She's been turning up quite a profit. It's a lot fancier in here.
Does Henrietta see anything of interest?
Let me check.
What?
Let me check. Are you looking for just items of interest or a magic item?
Anything, really.
Okay, I'm gonna assume magic item. So I'm gonna roll this. Let's see. You see a very interesting looking quiver.
What was that?
There are two things that could be.
Yeah, it's an efficient quiver.
No, I was talking about that sound
But
right
the other thing is way too powerful for this early on.
Okay.
I was talking about the sound Rook made.
Oh, okay.
It was like, great, another archery-based item.
I know, I'm sorry, it's all random.
Well, if you just that, Callus is going to look around for any spell scrolls.
For spell scrolls, there's still the spell scroll of major image that she has.
Yeah, but I cannot afford that at this time.
Do you guys have potions of healing left over?
Well, let's see here. Let me check my stock.
No, I was asking Rook and Talus.
Let's see,
I didn't have any to begin with.
I have one.
I have 3.
I always relied on the cleric to heal me up.
Smoke grenade. I do
Or at
have
least,
these. I do have one of these smoke grenades left. Should be about how about 10 gold?
10 gold? I guess I could use it in a pinch. Can I get it for 7?
Of course. Discount.
Alrighty. I kind of hand over 7 gold pieces.
Yeah, 7 gold pieces. Or a smoke grenade. Okay. As for potions of healing, I do have 2 in stock right now. As everyone else is looking around, you also spy another pair of boots. They appear to be covered in paw pads on the bottom of them. And very quiet looking.
Yeah, I think there's only one of us who can use that.
Well, if any of you make, a lot of noise, I do think that'd be quite helpful.
Doesn't do me much with this armor, and then Henrietta taps her chest plate to prove her point.
Yes, as a bit rude as this may sound, I do admit that Miss Henrietta and I would likely make a lot of noise.
I'll trade you guys some boots of speed.
A trade for boots and pair of different boots. That's something I can do.
You already have the cloak, Rook.
I know. I just need to be quiet all around. But
He wants to make sure nobody can hear him.
Or see me.
He wants to be a
But,
weasel,
like, no,
but
it's like,
he wants to be a weasel both metaphorically and literally.
but like, here's the question: if I wore one boot of one kind and another boot of the other, do I get bonuses of both?
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not entirely sure that's how it works.
Yeah,
that
and
won't
also,
work.
and I don't, I don't think, and I don't think the bonuses stack either.
No, they don't.
Plus, keep in mind that the boots are considered a single item. If you're putting one of each on, then if you could do that, you'd be attuning to 2 items.
That's true. Yeah.
And you probably only get half of the bonus anyway.
Yeah, or none at all, because you need both.
I mean, it's kind of like having like boots of speed, but only wearing like one boot. You're kind of being lopsided.
Yeah, one side is faster than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm just going around in circles.
But anyway, how much is the potions for?
Potions are about 50 gold each.
Easy enough. At least just having one potion as a backup wouldn't be a bad idea. Rawless pays the 50 gold to take one. It's just a simple potion of healing, yeah?
Just one potion of healing, yeah.
He pays 50 gold and grabs one.
She gives you 5 gold back.
Alright.
Since you're with the Defenders of Aldehard and everything, you also get a discount.
Okay.
Oh, well, I thank you, I suppose. You notice that...
Don't say Eliza never did anything for her favorite customers.
Yeah, you notice that Rala seems a bit uneasy, getting this sort of preferential treatment, but he takes it nonetheless.
Okay. Rook would like to look at the efficient quiver.
Okay, the efficient quiver. It should be down there as well. I should have put that in.
It is, yeah.
Okay. Efficient quiver. This thing. Should be about 350 gold to start, not including the discount.
So with the discount, how much would it be?
Let me check. She takes out her scale.
Or abacus, or whatever.
Her abacus, yeah. 250.
Should be about like.
Should be about 315.
Can we make it 275?
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
No,
No. I'll settle for 300.
Fine. As I slap this huge stack of cash.
Okay, you now have an efficient quiver.
Okay, and I start loading up like all my stuff into it.
Yeah. There's a lot going on in here.
Yes,
You have a lot of space for ammo now.
Okay.
From 30 arrows to 60 arrows.
Yep.
Like
and they seemingly come straight out of nowhere.
Best part is you don't need to attune to it.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Alright, so is that everything?
No, I think that should do.
Okay.
Should
Well,
be.
thanks for your business.
The only thing.
Good luck with your monster hunting or whatever.
Yep. Okay. And I guess Rallis, as you were saying.
Yeah. The only thing I was eyeing was the. Well, I mean, I do have one purchase in mind, but I want to save up my money for a lot of other stuff. So yeah, that's good.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys like to do before you head out?
Yeah, I'm
There's
trying to get rid
also
of my...
Susan. She's selling a whole bunch of different potions.
Okay. Who
Henry
wants
just
my
ready.
extra quiver?
I don't think you can hold crossbow bolts.
I think I do. Or... Yeah, I think you need specific quivers for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways. Anything else you guys like to do?
I'm ready to go.
Okay, so
Okay, yeah, let's get this show on the road, shall we?
okay, so
So I'm
you
loading
gather
my
up your
longbow.
party. The next day, you go out onto the road.
Oh, that reminds me. Who got the blade of the wood?
No, that's a good question. You guys have that, but you never decided who gets it.
I suppose the question is, I poked around a little bit in the handouts, but is that like a short sword or something, or?
It can be any sword.
Yeah, we didn't decide what sword it was.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends. Well, I mean, I guess it depends.
Make it. Yeah, I mean, make it a rapier so the highest number of people can use it. That thing does not look like a rapier, though.
No, it looks more like just a short sword or a great sword
Or a broadsword.
or a broadsword.
Here it is. I don't know. I could definitely see that being a sort of like a type of broadsword or great sword maybe, but from the angle it does kind of look a bit like a short sword. I don't know. Do you think Rook needs like a do you think Rook needs a +1 weapon?
No.
No, I'm kind of overloaded with attuned weapons or attuned gear.
And
Alright,
he is primarily so.
He's
Yeah.
primarily ranged. All right. So
Yeah, I kind of got saddled and...
I suppose.
I mean, if you know how to wield a sword.
Well, I mean, martial weapons. So there you go. I guess. Raldus could take it off anyone's hand if they didn't want it.
Okay. You now have the Blade of Wood, a magic weapon.
Yeah,
You also get to know spike growth.
Yeah, what manner of sword is it? Because we should really sort that out.
Let's make it a short sword.
All right, that works.
Okay, +1 short sword. Alrighty, so with Tever, reluctantly, along with you.
Oops. Yeah, clicking things here going.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. You make it about here-ish, and you can already tell the Storch Grove, the ash-covered plains, is already starting to spread. It's getting closer.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep. And it's starting to get late as you're traveling. But in the dim light, you notice something in the distance. Something orange.
Is it kind of glowing?
Oh yeah, it's glowing orange, and there's fire erupting all around it.
Okay, I would like to jump out of the cart and behind a tree trunk and ready my longbow.
Okay. Tever kind of stops you for a moment. It's like, I know what that is. It's a fire specter. They usually don't come out this far, but
They hostile?
They're pretty tough. They're pretty docile if you leave them alone, but they're causing a bit of a problem here. Okay.
So are they
They're taking on the form of a Corvum. It's far enough away that you could get past unnoticed, but its branches around it are already starting to burn.
Okay, two choices. We either take that thing on, or we make our way out of here as quick as possible.
Okay.
If we
Well,
leave that thing as where it is, it'll continue to spread fire.
That's true.
Tever decides to explain further. They're said to be the lost souls of those who perished in the fire. They usually go away if they what's the word? If they finish business that they had in their lives that was unfinished.
What you're saying is that they're undead or ghosts.
Yes, something like that. Yeah.
Well, who wants to go ask it what it's doing here?
Most likely, it's the either Rallis or myself.
Great.
Perhaps it should be.
Thank you for volunteering.
Well, you can back me up, Henrietta, if you wish, but I believe I might have a better chance of communicating and getting through to it.
I'll back you up with extra holiness. But yeah, I'll let you do all the talking.
Alright. Rallis,
Okay.
he steels himself. He doesn't get his weapon ready or anything, but he does approach the, well, he gets within probably the...
Hey,
there.
As you approach the specter...
And I'm going to get behind cover in Ray of Frost range, just in case.
It appears unaware of your presence. It's on its knees and continues to fruitlessly grasp at something in the underbrush, only to burn any plant life it's touching. And with each failed attempt, it places its head in its hands and shudders in a way that it's weeping.
Henrietta feels sad at this.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
For who?
For the both of us?
Yeah.
Alright, both of us make investigation checks.
I suck.
Okay, Relic. You're able to see that the creature is trying to pick up these bluebell flowers off the ground, but every time it does, it just burns up in its hand. You also notice behind one of the burnt bushes is a wooden grave.
Rallis steps forward and makes his presence known to the fire spirit.
It's hot.
Figured as much.
You may want to back up a bit.
Alright. So he
it's still not paying any attention to you.
He tries to at least get its attention a little bit and makes a show of picking up the bluebell flowers.
Okay. It's still not moving.
Alright. And he, keeping an eye on the flame spirit, he goes over to the wooden grave and places them on there.
Okay, so you do that, and the flaming spirit looks up at this. And for a moment, you feel that the fire around it is starting to grow dimmer, and it looks like it's smiling, and then it disappears.
Henrietta makes a prayer for the spirit's eternal rest.
Rallis does.
Yeah, and all the fire around it is gone.
Rallis does the same.
Well, you managed to do it. Are you two okay?
We're fine.
Yes, just a lost soul. That's all it was.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. It's okay. It's gone.
I'd like to take a look at the grave.
It's unmarked.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like it was buried here a long time ago, as it's covered in shrubbery.
I wonder who passed here.
Yeah. Well, in any case.
Henrietta gives another prayer before joining the group.
All right then. So you continue along your way. You make it to about here, and then it starts to get dark.
So, shall we set up camp?
Yeah, sure. I do
Mhm.
believe that would be a wise idea, as Rook kind of still has his hood on. Who's going to take first watch?
That's a good question. Who has night vision?
Contested D20?
Sure, I guess.
Actually, Rowless has dark vision.
Yeah, because he's an owl.
And Rook also has dark vision.
But yeah,
All the humble folk and the Strig have dark vision. Only Henrietta does not have dark vision.
I'm blind as a bat.
Yep.
she says with a proud smile.
Now, one of my best friends is a bat folk. I think that's racist, as I continue the argument from earlier.
Bat folk, yeah, this is a vampire.
That was out of character.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rowless offers to take the first watch.
Alright. Everyone goes to have a long rest. Rallis, make a perception check.
Alrighty. If it means anything, past perception is 13, so who goes perception?
Okay. I'm gonna use that first roll.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know where that second roll came from.
Leg?
Maybe. I don't know.
Probably leg.
It happens.
Well, the night goes on pretty peacefully now that the fire specter is passed away. You see the glowing embers coming from the swart grove. There's a lot more fire activity going on in here compared to the rest of the outskirts of the grove. And you notice up in the sky there's this orange light. There's like an orange light passing over the sky like a comet. You're not entirely sure what it is from this distance, but there's also as you're focusing in on it, you also see these tiny, smaller orange lights surrounding it.
What in the... He squints to try to maybe make out a detail or two.
They kind of look like bats. They're following around this really big orange ball. They're just passing overhead. They're not coming anywhere towards your direction.
Is it?
You haven't exactly seen anything like this before.
Is it a migrating flock? But he just gets back to his duty, like a good distraction for a bit, but he keeps at it.
Right. It kind of looked like it was rising up from the middle of the grove. You're not sure from where. But yeah, other than that, nothing much happens tonight. And then morning comes. You enter the Scorched Grove. Now, in order to find this monster, I would like to ask one of you to make a survival check or some sort of tracking check.
Okay. Who has the highest survival?
Probably not me.
Still checking. +3.
I've got a +3 in it too.
Yeah, mine's with proficiency.
Mine's without, so it seems like we got even shots here. Shall I go then?
Okay.
I have a -1 survival, but I do have a +2 on nature.
guess it seems like we're needing survival, so I'll do a quick roll.
Okay, so
Probably better than you did.
Did you have-
okay, so you do find
Oh.
tracks for sure. And you begin to follow after them. The tracks are smooth, as if something was, well, slithering across the ground. Tever points out that this is exactly the kind of thing that he saw before he was attacked. So you continue following through deeper into the Scorched Grove before coming across a bit of an obstacle. You see before you a geyser field. There is hot steam and smoke erupting all over the place. But
Okay,
you
well,
also see that there's a path around it, if you really wanted to just skip it.
Yeah, Rook's not going to take chances. He's just going to go with his hood on, kind of just sneakily go around.
well, the ray of frost thing, us thing. He worked on the rivers. It worked on that weird fungus. I'm gonna see if I can ray of frost the crap out of this geyser field.
Okay. You're gonna have to give me a bit of a high roll here.
All right, because this field might be covered in geysers, but it also provides a clear line of sight. No unpleasant corners.
You do manage to get to about here, but it quickly starts to melt.
Yeah, I don't think Ray of Frost can save our hides this time.
I mean, it is possible to get through it without getting hurt, but but you're gonna have to be fast.
I'm just like running and gunning, just machine gunning it in front of me. I'm not. This isn't just one ray of frost.
Okay. I would like for you to make a intelligence check first and foremost to see if there's a pattern.
All right. Intelligence checks are something I'm supposedly good at, so let's see how. Not when I roll like that, I'm not.
No, you don't really see much of a pattern. But you can run across it if you try to get through. I mean, you can spend another minute trying to see.
Actually, Rook would like to try.
Okay, make an intelligence check.
Keep obeying and closing the same intelligence. That's saving throw. Intelligence.
Yeah, you managed to see a pattern in the geysers, and can easily just go through it without setting one off.
Okay, I click my heels and my boots of speed.
Okay.
And I make a fucking mad dash.
Do you tell anyone else about the pattern?
No, I just kind of neglect to say.
Okay, so you're the only one who manages to very quickly make it across without getting yourself hurt by one of the geysers.
Well, all right then. I'm gonna try that that brute force approach with the ray of frost.
Okay, make 3 dexterity saving throws.
Oh great.
Hey guys, you can make it across if you run real fast.
Shut up, Rook.
You get blasted in the face by a geyser. Let me see. You take a point of fire damage.
That's more for me than it would be
D8.
for a lot of other people at level 3.
Okay, make another dexterity save.
Henrietta's watching this and she's like, I better take the long way around.
That might be dangerous if you split the party.
I would.
Okay. Meanwhile, Talus is he manages to dodge another one. He manages to dodge another geyser as he goes around and continues through. Make one more dexterity save.
I mean,
Before you manage to make it to the very end, you get hit with one more geyser. Take one more point of fire damage.
Wow, a lot of nat ones with this.
I mean, hey, he's getting lucky with the damage at least.
Yeah, he's getting lucky with the damage.
Because
I
if
turned to Talos, like, see, that wasn't so hard.
I will throw you back onto that field.
all right, but yeah, Rallis just stops Henrietta for a moment and he says, "Do you mind if I try something first before we go the other way around?"
If you have a plan.
I do. It's not something I particularly like to show, especially so early, but it is what it is. We can't risk splitting us up. And Rallis concentrates, and you notice there's sort of a gathering of magic around him. And he uses this to try and cool down the fire geysers to create a path.
Okay. It goes for a 60-foot line, so yeah, you managed to clear it to about near the end here.
No,
Near the
like
middle.
halfway through.
You managed to make it clear through to the middle, but you have to make it the rest of the way across.
And
so if you go right now, you only have to make one dexterity save.
Well, I was going to say, is Henrietta and the little kid following me?
Yes. Trevor is following after you immediately.
Right.
I would like for you to make a dexterity save.
Both of us?
Make one dexterity save.
Do you have the higher dexterity?
I have a dexterity of 12 plus.
Yeah, both of you make one dexterity save.
Alright.
Ow!
Now, because it is a nat 1, you cannot critically fail on saving throws.
Yeah, Rallis, you managed to make it across just fine, but Henrietta and Tever both get hit by another gout of steam, and both of them take 2 fire damage.
Yow!
Ow! But other than that, you managed to make it across.
Alright.
Henrietta looks behind her and see that her tail feathers are on fire.
No, you're not on fire. It's just a little squirt.
Alright. Whoever needs healing, I got lay on hands.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
On that.
Alice needs healing. Because he's the wizard and has the lowest HP.
I have 10 hit points total. These 2 hit points could be the difference between life and death for me.
Okay, so...
Never has glass cannon been more accurate.
Yeah, I got screwed when rolling for hit dice, and someone won't let me just take the average.
Okay, take 2 healing points off your lay of hand.
That I was healing. Yeah.
You were healing Talus. You only needed to use 2 of those healing points rather than 5. So.
And I'm gonna use a healing lay on hands on myself.
Okay.
Since I got 15.
Yep. Because you're level 3.
Yep. Let's see. The more hit points equal to your paladin level times 5.
Yeah, you have 15. So it's not a roll or anything. It's just instant. You have 15 healing points to give.
Okay. I'll take care of that. I just accidentally clicked back for some reason. Computer's being fussy.
I see. Okay. Okay, you managed to clear my geyser field puzzle. Congratulations.
I look at. I want to keep calling him Trevor, but
Yeah, he doesn't have an R in his name.
Tevor.
Ever, yeah.
And do I see any injuries on him?
He's a little burnt, but he's perfectly fine.
You
He
sure
dusts
you don't?
himself off. It's fine. I'm okay.
If you're sure, otherwise I'd be happy to use my healing magic on you.
I have healing magic of my own. It's fine. He casts Cure Wounds on himself, and he's back to full health.
Overkill for the damage we just took, but as you wish.
Okay.
Let's mosey on.
Okay. It should be up ahead, I think.
Before we go, Henrietta looks to Rallis and says, that wind thing you did?
Yes.
By the bountiful cornfields of the Amaranthine, that it was amazing.
And he looks a bit uneasy, and he just clears his throat and says, "Thank you."
I've seen druids do that too.
Yes, well,
Anyway.
I unfortunately do not follow that same path.
Let's see. So, you continue onward. It's not long before you come to a large clearing in the Scorched Grove. And you notice, well, at least 3 of you notice a familiar druid sitting on top of a tree. And you also see something large, a heap of ash burrowing through the ground.
I think we found our target.
Okay, so it's definitely something. It's disturbing the ashen plains, but you're not. It's moving underneath all the cinders, and it's going around at frightening speed.
Yeah. Out of character, I wish I had a grenade or something to throw at it.
Rook has a smoke grenade.
Yeah, I don't think that'll work.
No, I don't think it'll work.
I don't suppose there's a Hummerwood version of the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch.
No, sadly
No,
not.
wish.
Yeah, the druid is kind of gesturing over in your direction to stay right there and stay quiet. You see the snake. You see the mound of ash start to move towards this tree.
Which tree?
Yeah, that's not going to be good. Well, as it happens, I do have such a holy hand grenade. Where is the mound of ash right now?
It's around here. It's a big mound of ash.
Okay, just give me a location.
Click and hold, Becca.
Right here.
We don't see it, Becca. Can you click and hold?
Yeah, click and hold because we don't see it.
Yeah, I am clicking and holding.
Hang on, let me test something right quick. Yeah, that's my ping. Is it about here?
Yeah, it's around here, roughly.
I'm not there. No, that was wrong again.
Oh, geez.
Right here?
It's around in this here. Okay.
Okay.
Draw something where it is.
Yeah, that's what I did.
We still don't see it.
Do you have it on the DM layer, or do you have it on the?
I have it on the GM layer.
Yeah, that's why we don't see it.
So yeah. That's
why I'm clicking. Because you can't see it quite yet.
Yeah, I can't see the GM layer.
Okay, Becca. For the ping, why don't you just like run over to me real quick and just like do it on my computer?
Okay, is that better?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Well, as it happens, I do have such a holy hand grenade. Let's see if it. Let's see. Let's see if it feels. Let's see if it feels this.
Okay, roll for it.
It's okay, and I'm all right. So, and I'm gonna cast Shatter on this spot.
You got shatter already?
It's a second level
Been here
spell.
for a while.
Second level spell, yeah. Okay, so this thing has to make a con save.
Damage for once.
Wow, okay, so suddenly everything around you, around this spot, suddenly shakes. And you see something emerge. Erupt even.
I basically hit it with the basically I threw a bundle of dynamite. I'd added is the equivalent of what I just did.
Yeah. It's just this huge burst of ash as you see something flying out of the ground and hit. It's a giant effing snake.
Oh, fun.
Everyone, I would like for you all to roll initiative.
So I definitely hit that thing, right?
You definitely hit it. You hit it hard.
Does it seem to get hurt at all by it?
Aha! Nat 20.
Okay. Oh, Tever also got a nat 20.
Yeah. I have an idea of how I'm going to do this, but I want to see its attack pattern first.
Okay, so you see this giant effing black snake coming out with a large force. It looks like something made out of obsidian or charcoal, and it's glowing orange on the inside. You also notice it doesn't seem to have eyes.
No eyes?
No, it's just hollow. It's hollow. Hollow eye sockets that are glowing from the inside.
Okay.
Okay, what do you do first?
Okay, so I guess Rook would be. I guess the boots of speed are still in effect.
If you, sure.
Yeah, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. I'm gonna be right here. As part of my movement speed. That's about what 6. That's like what 60 feet.
Okay.
And ready my longbow. And just give her.
Okay, roll for it.
Do I get? I guess I don't get sneak attack.
You know, it's noticed you at this point.
Longbow.
And it's hissing mad. Yeah, you managed to strike it in the neck.
Nice shot.
But now it's friggin' pissed. It starts hissing with glowing embers and smoke coming out of its mouth.
I miss corn.
Corn.
Yeah.
Remember the days
Tever.
where all I had to worry about was the next harvest? Yeah, I miss those days.
Okay, Tever is going to flap up to this tree, and he says, I'll go and rescue the druid. Just keep that thing occupied.
Easier said than done, but keep yourself safe.
Okay. Val, it's your turn. This thing is currently looking towards you and Rook's direction. What do you do?
Okay, 1, 2, 3. I am now within Ray of Frost us range, and I'm going to Ray of Frost him.
Okay. Oh, that's a nat 20.
So that would be
That's
roll a
8
second d20.
damage, yeah. You managed to strike it in the mouth as it's hissing at you. Oh, gee.
And then I'm going to back up the other 15 feet.
Okay. It actually coughs and sputters in response. That actually did a whole lot more damage than you thought it would.
Hey, vulnerable to frost. Good to know.
Vulnerable to cold, yeah. But now it's its turn. And it's freaking pissed.
Yeah. Like, I want to see how it attacks. But, I want to see how it attacks before I pull out my more subtle weapon against it.
Okay. It burrows beneath the ground.
Oh, jeez.
Its speed is reduced.
It doesn't do a very good job of it. You can still kind of see it burrowing beneath the ground, but because of that attack, it's still coming closer towards you. It is very angry.
Yeah.
It starts hissing in your direction. Henrietta, it's your turn.
Okay, so the snake popped out of the ground, right?
Yeah, it's somewhat buried beneath the ground, but you can still see it.
Okay, I guess all I can do is fire at it with my crossbow.
Okay.
And dang it! What's with my rolls tonight?
It hits a tree. The snake seems to respond to the noise and looks over in that direction for a moment before turning back into your direction. He's like, where the heck did that come from?
Well, I distracted it for a few seconds.
For a second before it started looking back towards you. Malik, it's your turn.
Yeah, definitely would have to change that for next session, but yeah. I will, let's see here, I will move over here, and then as my action, I will cast Sanctuary on Talus.
Okay. Just as long as he's not moving, he should be fine.
That's gonna get wasted, unfortunately.
Okay, so you're planning on moving?
Wait. Okay, yeah, I am planning on doing a thing to it next turn.
Alright, well then I'll save that for later, sorry. You mind if I redo that one?
Sure.
If nothing else, you could cast it on this guy.
No, he's gonna move. He's gonna get straight towards the druid.
Okay, I didn't read that entirely, so I need to remember. Sanctuary is for when someone needs to hunker down. Got ya?
Yeah.
Let's see, okay.
Sorry.
Bless you. Bless you.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Alright, well, seeing as we're chucking this stuff out. Actually, wait, hang on. What's that? I'm actually going to do something a little crazy here. And
okay.
I am, hang on, right within range, or at least I imagine he can guesstimate it. I am going to use the Sword of the Wood to cast Spike Growth.
Around yourself. Because it only works around yourself.
Oh, okay. I need to read more often. I am so sorry, guys.
No, it's fine.
But yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, I know.
Try again.
This is first session. I'm bungling things up so badly. All right, measure again.
There's always guiding bolt.
Yeah, true. Actually, you know what? Yeah, why don't I do? Yeah, that's it. Seriously. So yeah.
Okay.
Guiding bolt.
It's currently burrowed beneath the ash, however.
Oh god damn it.
Yeah, it only hits the ash around it. And fizzles out. Nothing happens.
See, that's why I never use guiding bolts.
Yeah, like it looks like just a quick bit of fluff. Like Rallis like points to where he thinks it's going to be, and it completely misses, and his finger just goes limp.
Oh.
All right, next person.
Okay. Rook.
Okay. Hey, Rook
You
is
can
going to
still see it, but it's burrowed beneath the ash right now.
Okay, I guess Rook is going to carefully and I guess softly walk or move over to this space.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Okay, but I'm trying to walk softly, so like he's still using the boots of speeds just in case that.
Yeah, okay. But you can still. Yeah, it's still making noise.
You got that hood up, right? So you should have advantage, yeah?
That's only to hide.
Okay. So
That's only to hide,
different,
yeah.
Different, okay.
Different stealth check.
Alright, well, there you
Okay, and I guess I'm going to kind of ready my rapier, just kind of like aim it towards the ground, almost as if to spear whatever is about to come up from underneath me, just in case.
Okay. So you're readying an action.
Yes.
Okay. So Tever, he's going to go into the middle of a glide. He is currently in the air,
No, you
flying
fool!
towards this druid. The snake doesn't seem to notice.
That's good, at least.
Chalice, it's your turn.
Okay, that'll be another ray. That'll be another ray of frost.
Okay. It actually hits the ash, so nothing happens.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the snake's turn. It continues to burrow beneath the ash towards your location. Deeper still.
Oh, this thing this thing is not fast.
It disappears. You can no longer see it. Henrietta, make a perception check.
Oh dear. And it's a negative number, so.
No, you don't see it.
God.
All you see is a whole bunch of ash. You can only guess where it is.
I'm gonna do something different, and I'm gonna climb this tree.
Okay. You can easily flap up to that tree. Because you're a bird.
Yeah, but I also am wearing heavy armor.
You can still flap upward even when carrying heavy armor. It's just gliding that's a problem.
Yeah, like it's believed that your wings are strong enough to at least hop you up. It's gliding that's a problem. Yeah, like she said.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm moving up here, and I'm holding my crossbow action to snipe it once it pops its head out.
Okay. Holding an action as well. Malik, just make a perception check.
Alrighty, here we go. Perception. I should be decent at this. Perception. 18.
Yeah, you managed to spot something over here.
So about sorry.
About here.
Here? Alright, got you.
Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna get a bit risky here, and I'm going to give sort of an encore to Shadow.
Okay.
Right where
It needs to.
Right where you directed me.
Okay, it needs to make another con save. You do manage to blast it out of the ground, but it seems more prepared this time. It's actually coiled around now.
So it's
But now it's still out of the ground.
okay. So it's basically got its defenses up. So it's got its defenses
Yeah.
up.
I take it that means it's succeeding.
But it's still looking pretty worse for wear though.
All right, and then probably a stupid thing to do, but I will step a bit closer about here.
Okay.
No,
It's looking down at you now.
I had my action held for crossbow bolt once the snake. I fire.
Oh no.
I fire at the snake.
What?
Wait.
Oh, I think she missed up on the trigger thing.
But yeah, I had my action held for when the snake popped back up to fire crossbow bolts at it.
Becky, you there?
Okay, we'll roll it.
Becca?
Becca?
One second, I'll go over there. Uno momento.
Internet's decided to screw with her.
Again.
Okay. So apparently she's having internet issues right now.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Well, just roll for it, I guess, and we'll pick it up if she's all right.
All right.
All right, 16. That's a little better.
Yeah, well, a lot better than what I had before, which is, I don't know, nat 1.
Nat 1, yeah.
Unfortunately, Becca knows if I hit it or not. Will know if I hit it or not.
I bet you did, but 1 second, I'm just gonna go over there again.
I'm waiting for it to get...
Testing.
There's Becca.
There you are.
Yeah, there I am. Okay. Internet kind of just went kaput for a moment.
Well, for
Had to troubleshoot it. I'm back now. Sorry about that.
Okay, so since the snake popped back up thanks to Shatter,
Yep.
Henrietta was able to take her action to fire a crossbow bolt at the snake.
Okay. You do manage to hit it.
Ain't much, but
right in its hollow eye sockets. It doesn't do much though. It just makes it angrier.
Yeah, and the bolt burns, turns to cinder and ash.
Yeah, the bolt is now stuck in its eye socket.
Well,
Rook, it's your turn.
Okay,
Let's try again.
So, Rook is putting away his rapier. Snake's not gonna burrow underneath him, and he's gonna kind of climb up a tree, kind of take the cue for everyone else.
Yeah. Okay.
Climb all the way up, ready his longbow, and take a pot shot towards the eye.
Okay. You missed.
Dang.
It just hits the ash.
Oh well, I tried.
Okay. Tever continues to glide on over to reach this druid successfully. And together they are going to try and make their escape while the snake is distracted. Talus, what do you do?
Okay, I'm going to climb up in the tree with Henrietta.
Make a athletics or acrobatics check.
Definitely acrobatics.
if you can get it to come this way, I can take it out. I can have at it with my mace and a divine smite.
Down there and get on it then.
You try to make your way up there, but you're about halfway up there.
Well, while I'm at it, I'm going to stick my hand out and hit it with a ray of enfeeblement.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea if these things if this thing uses strength into dexterity, but I'm about to find out.
Ray of Enfeeblement. Mickey con save. Okay.
Well, I accidentally exited out my sidebar there.
Yeah, me too. Sorry.
So it's a. Well, actually, no. It's a. It's a. It's actually an attack roll for the. It's actually an attack roll. At first, and then it can and you make con saves to get out of it on later turns.
Ah, okay. You have to make a ranged spell attack against it.
Yep.
Yeah, that actually hit. It begins to feel just a little bit dizzy.
Yep. So now, I don't know if its attacks use strength, but if they do, they will be doing half damage as long as I keep the concentration up.
Okay, where is it? There we go. I'll use that icon. It looks very dizzy. It's the Ash Snake's turn. The only one who happens to be on the ground at this moment is Ralph. It closes in. And it's going to coil around you. You take 8 bludgeoning damage as it begins to crush you with its body.
If it's strength, if it's a strength based damage, then it is actually for bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning, yeah.
Is it using strength?
Yeah, it is. It's a
You should be able to figure it out from modifiers.
Modifiers.
Yeah, like fire.
Yeah, it is strength. It's purely strength.
Okay, yeah. Like fire elementals tend to use dexterity, but snakes tend to use strength. So this was kind of a coin toss for me.
All right, so that is considered a.
To grapple, and you are restrained.
Okay, well.
It also tries to take a bite out of you.
Well, unfortunately, that's not within 5 feet of me, so that's.
Yeah, shouldn't it be within 5 feet of him?
It's actually 10 feet.
It's big, so yeah.
It's friggin' big. You are now restrained. And it's trying to snap at you, but it's not quite. It's feeling really dizzy.
Yeah. I mean, it's coiled around you, so if you're trying to go for Wrath of the Storm, I feel like you should be able to do that.
I don't know. What's the DM's call? Since I'm within, since in this situation, I should be like literally up against the thing. Am I capable?
Yeah, it's coiled around you.
Alrighty then.
So you can definitely use a reaction.
Alright, reaction, Wrath of the Storm, and you know what? Just for added benefits.
Destructive Wrath. Okay.
So yeah,
roll for it.
That would be that's 16 damage, I believe.
16 damage. Okay.
6...
How do you want to do this?
Yeah, as it coils around Rallis, you notice he does not seem afraid at all, and as it does wrap around him, you notice a strange gathering of thunderclouds above as a giant bolt strikes him, and it seems to just dissipate and and just shock the giant snake.
Okay, the snake, after getting struck with lightning, convulses for a moment before lying limp on the ground. It is dead. You are surrounded by the body of a giant snake.
Okay, that was epic. And here I was planning on gliding over and just smack the snake with my mace with a whole bunch of divine smite.
Well, next time run over to the snake and don't waste time up in a tree.
But yeah,
I get more distance if I glide.
But yeah,
okay.
I will say this right off the hand, Wedwood. I see now why you chose Tempest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, had I known, had I known that, and what I know now, had I had Vierna totally fleshed out at the time, I'd have actually gone with Death Cleric, but
No, it is what it is. Tempest is awesome.
Okay. All is quiet. And Trevor goes up to you. Is it dead?
Yep. It's been...
He pokes it. It's not moving. It's twitching a little bit.
That's the excess electricity.
And he's like, oh.
That's a twitchy danger noodle.
Yeah, the twitchy dead
Rook
danger
is
noodle.
still up in the tree.
But
Rook is still up in a
but
tree.
Rallis says,
And Rook,
Rallis says, don't worry
Rook-
about that. I've noticed that those who I have hit with that tend to twitch a little, even if they are gone.
okay, Rook. You notice more activity coming towards your direction from the tree. More burrowing from either
Guys,
side.
I think we should, get out of here, like, now.
Yet more ash snakes appear to come in.
Take a fang or something. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Let's
before
just-
anything else, as the snakes try to erupt around you and try to kill you, you feel something in the ground. A deep rumble coming from the ground. The snakes stop. The
Yeah.
snakes stop for a moment. It's like a giant footprint. There's another rumble. The snakes panic and leave.
Yeah, I think that's our cue to run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rallis gestures to the kids to get the kid to get moving, and he
Oh,
quickly
dear.
takes his he quickly uses his mace to knock out one of the snake's teeth and takes it.
Okay, as you do, you see something on the far horizon as the tremors continue.
Yeah, after he grabs the teeth, he books it.
Okay.
In the tree, does Rook see anything?
Oh, you see something, all right. A big line of a big wall of fire on the far horizon, and something coming up from it.
What the heck is that?
It's some form of skeletal creature,
I turn to the party and I say,
gargantuan inside,
Yeah,
rising from the bed of cinders.
I turn to the
First
party and
a
say,
hill.
"Fine, you fools."
Then a mountain, releasing a plume of ash covering the sun. The dust clouds settle and you see a huge creature made of craggy black rock and pulsing orange magma. There is a guttural sound unlike anything you have ever heard as it begins to approach your party.
Oh my god, it's the Gandalf sent the Balrog here.
It's pretty much the Balrog.
But just quick question: Rallis has the snake tooth, yeah?
Yeah, you have the snake tooth now.
Yeah. At this point, I imagine it doesn't need to be said, but everyone's probably just already started running. Yeah.
Yeah, they're running. They're running far away from the snake.
Rumble.
Okay. As we're running, I drop the smoke grenade.
You
Good
drop a
idea.
smoke grenade. Everyone make strength or athletic check to escape.
Bad.
Make athletics or acrobatics checks to escape. But in
You said
this case, make a deception check.
Oh goddamn.
Oh, in my case, make a deception?
Yeah.
Yes.
No!
Okay.
Can I just use, the first roll, which was, 15, just to kind of add the 2? To be 17?
Well, actually, 3 of you managed to... Let's see. You did make the acrobatics check just fine.
Yeah. Okay, so I didn't need to. Okay.
You didn't have to use the smoke grenade. So,
Yeah.
all of you, with some stumbling behind, you managed to pick yourselves back up and escape the grove from this gigantic monster.
Seem to be coming after us.
Okay. You now manage to reach outside the grove in a panic.
Is that thing coming after us?
As you look back towards it, it kind of stops as you make it out of the grove.
Yeah, if it once gets within 60 feet of us, I am casting Cause Fear on it.
Okay.
Somehow,
Yeah.
somehow I doubt that will work.
Okay.
It's worth a try.
Okay. You actually see it lowering back down into the grove. It's just this plume of smoke rising off over the horizon.
Talus just cast a blind firing ray of frost behind him as he runs.
What the hell was that?
Don't know, don't care, waste of smoke grenade.
That was a thing that the council needed to know about. Let's go.
Well, we got a tooth. I think that's all they need to know about for our reward right now.
We took out one problem, but thousands more came up.
I've never seen something that big before.
Henrietta's just, she's like, we need like some sort of flash flood to take that thing down.
Like something from the Calamity.
The Calamity?
The Great Calamity.
The Great Calamity?
You know this old story of how the Scorched Grove came to be. A forest fire unlike anything you have ever seen before.
And,
Legends tell of some unknown creature responsible for creating it in the first place.
Offhand, I'd say we found our unknown creature.
But
yeah, I'd say so too. And I'm not going back ill-prepared.
I don't think... Rallis just shakes his head and he looks almost deathly serious. And at this rate, I don't think whatever we can prepare would be enough.
How about the entire perch guard with buckets of water?
Be serious, Rook.
That is probably the best idea we have right now.
I will.
Either that or releasing, an entire tsunami in the land. I don't think we have much of a chance.
Let us just return to...
Right.
Let's return to Alderheart first, and we'll discuss it there.
I agree.
In the meantime, I'm gonna make hundreds of turns to every single member of the Amaranthine for protection.
Like Amaranthine preserve us.
Yes, Amaranthine preserve us. I don't care who listens, even though I follow her around. I want someone to listen, Saber Tail Feathers.
Yeah, that thing was friggin' gigantic. So after another day's travel, you safely make your way back to the city.
Okay.
Okay.
So Rook kind of turns to the party. He's like, okay, other idea. We build a moat all around the Ashlands.
Yeah,
I think that thing was big enough to just step over any moat we could dig.
Yeah,
really wide moat.
I was
probably could evaporate any water in a distance.
Actually, yeah, that is a good question. Out of character, like this thing looked like a walking fire, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a walking manifestation of earth and fire itself.
Yeah, Ralph just shakes his head. I do not think it would ever be enough.
If you all don't mind, I think I should go lie down.
Will you be okay?
Sure.
That was a little bit, a lot more than I expected, to be honest.
I
But
don't,
at least the druids are safe.
I don't blame you for feeling that way. We'll still have a let where you're back.
Okay. And Tever leaves the party and goes back to the tender's headquarters down below.
We
Druid you saved, who is also very shaken by the experience.
I think we're all shaken.
Everybody is shaken.
The whole party
You
just comes back to the city with 1,000-yard stairs.
Yeah, 1,000-yard stairs. There are also a couple of people in the crowd who are looking out over the tree line and seeing just the silhouette of a gigantic creature coming from the grove, and they're also very scared.
We need to go to the council now.
Agreed.
Yep. Just barge right on in there.
Okay, you all go back to the audience chamber. Trevor is no longer here. He went back to the...
I assume you all saw the giant monster made of fire and magma.
Yes, we did. This is very concerning.
Yes, very nearly stepped on us.
We have heard of elementals in that particular thing, but nothing of that scope and
I'm not sure if that's an elemental.
We were able to kill one
that
and then
thing-
swarmed by
that-
dozens of others.
That thing scared off 2 adult ash snakes.
passionate.
Yes, we fought an ash snake and 2 more came up. Then that thing showed up and scared them off.
Rallis shows the tooth that he got from the dead snake.
I see. You'll be properly rewarded for your bravery.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Havel, your Tevor and his friend are safe. They're at your head HQ.
Yes, of course.
So
Thank you.
they're pretty shaken up at the whole deal.
I can only imagine after seeing that thing. I'll go right over there.
Take
The
care.
druids leave.
There was something strange I noticed, though. Is that when we left its territory, it seemed to just give up chasing us.
It seems that it's still bound to that area.
Either bound
This
or
is just a theory.
you believe it's bound?
Perhaps. But the first rule of battle with this creature would be to know thine enemy.
Well, we've seen our enemy's face, and I can assure you, we ain't. I don't think anyone's ready to face that thing yet.
Not at this moment, but perhaps we should enlist the aid of the avian to help us understand more of this creature.
If I may, personally, I'd rather flood the scorched lands.
You're not the only one who has wanted to try this. The tenders have been doing their best to heal the one, but it's getting progressively worse. Their efforts seem to be for naught. It just keeps growing. I would like to ask all of you to seek out the Dean of the Avian, Gabe Winsworth. He's incredibly knowledgeable and may offer some insight on the situation.
Where would be able to find him?
He should be at the Avian. Look on your map.
Right, of course. Silly question. My apologies. I suppose my mind is still elsewhere after that monstrosity.
He's fair.
I go as far as to call it demonic.
Well, in the meantime, we'll begin to rally the Perch Guard and the Wildwood Brigade, in case Elderheart should become under threat.
Do not take risks unless you need to.
Mm-hmm. Well, without further ado, I think we should be on our way and we'll figure out.
Before you go, here is something to help you on your journey. One of the council members comes down and hands each of you 500 gold pieces each.
Cha-ching!
It's like, gee, you were holding out on us earlier, weren't you?
So yeah, now you're all rich. Be sure to spend that on any equipment you might need from the stores.
Gotcha. And I guess Rook kind of starts walking out and gets ready for shopping.
Alright, so I wish you all the best of luck.
Sorry, just putting that in there for prosperity.
Yep, you all get 500 gold pieces for killing the ash snake.
Did they take the the giant tooth, or does Ralda still have that?
You keep it, yeah.
Alright then. He looks over it and he turns to Talus and he says, Talus, you are a, well, I want your opinion on something, just right quick.
Oh?
And he shows the tooth, and he says, can you sense any particular kind of magic from this?
I cast Detect Magic on it.
Okay. Do you just cast it, or do you ritual cast it?
I ritual cast it.
Okay, it takes you about another 10 minutes. What do you do in the meantime?
Go somewhere else to do this then, instead of standing in the middle of a courtroom.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we obviously did this outside.
Yeah, you all did this outside, but as you're leaving, you notice Teverus decided to come back. And he's holding something. He's holding a helmet of some sort.
Is the...
He's over back here.
Is the, is the helmet recognizable?
Yeah, actually. He actually gives it to you. It's for helping me. See, your helmet. There is a gallus feather on it.
Well, he gets down on one knee so he can at least try to get as close to eye level as he can with him, and he says, well, thank you. I appreciate it. And he just reaches out and, pats him on the head, and he says, you stay safe, alright?
You too. Okay, let me just edit this real quick so that you know how this works. So yeah, it has a gallus feather on it, so you can cast Bless or Aid with it. With it attuned.
Not bad.
And he has given it to you out of the goodness of his heart for rescuing him twice. Or rather, 3 times.
Alright, well, is the helmet the one that does the bless and aid, or is it just the feather?
It's actually the feather attached to it. You know that when a bird folk gifts you a feather, it's actually a form of intense gratitude.
But yeah, for now he takes the helmet and places it in his bag and gives a kind smile and bows to the little bit and heads outside.
Okay. Good luck. See, now you have a feathered helmet. Just so you know, gifting someone a feather is just super important to establish a bond with them.
Basically saying I trust you above all. It basically means I trust you over everyone else, yeah?
Yes. It's not to be given away lightly.
Alright, well, Rallis will be holding on to that then.
Okay. So you have a feathered helmet with a gallus feather on it. Anyways,
Alright, well,
you guys have a little bit of downtime before moving on. What do you guys like to do? There's a bit more of a tense air around everyone now.
Yeah, like Brooke is kind of talking with Henrietta.
Yeah, Henrietta wants to find some fireproof armor.
Rather deal with a lake than a wildfire. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, rather like a lake doesn't grow.
alright.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get a water version of that thing to fight for us. And even if it does extinguish that thing, what'll keep it from drowning all of Humblewood?
Well, given the size of the area and the size of that monster with its territory, we just have to trade the territory. We could turn the, I guess we could turn the land from, yeah, as I said. I mean, we could turn Ashborough into Ashborough Lake.
You,
Out of character, Rook, are you trying to instigate a kaiju fight?
Oh, what?
A kaiju fight, you know, Godzilla, King Kong, only with that thing.
Giant elementals.
Rook's that one.
That was not my original intention, but sure.
Rook's that one guy from the recent Godzilla movies that just says "Let them fight."
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, after defeating the Ash Snake, all of you have leveled up.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
Sweet beans.
Alright.
And now you're all level 4.
Fantastic. That means I have to roll a d8 plus... Or I have to roll hit dice, rather.
Okay.
So I get 5.
You get 5 HP, yep.
I'm at 29.
You also get to pick a feat or upgrade one of your stats.
That almost makes up for my crap rolls before.
Yay!
So now you have 26 health, yeah? No, not 26 health. It's 16 health.
16.
Palace is 16 health, yeah.
Which
Yeah.
slightly, so my health is slightly less criminal than it was, Emily Lowe than it was before.
You've got an average modifier, I'm guessing then.
I have my Constitution modifier is
You've got an average modifier.
Yeah, it's average.
Yeah, Firebolt or Chill Touch. Firebolt or Chill Touch. Firebolt does damage, but Chill Touch is more likely to actually hurt the stuff we'll be fighting soon.
Ouch.
Yeah, like...
No, that's fine. You still have a lot of...
Yeah, I mean, I've still got...
Hey, just... Rallis, that's me for the last 2 levels.
Okay.
At least I guess I got off easy then.
Okay, while you're all upgrading all of your characters, Talus, after detecting the magic, this obsidian, you notice there's a mix of 2 different magics coming from it. It's slight, but you can notice there's a bit of evocation mixed in conjuration.
It's an odd mix.
What is?
And it's like evocation as in like fire magic, along with conjuration in the form of conjure elemental.
Like, he looks and goes, conjure elemental. Someone summoned these things on purpose.
But
Maybe
it's slight. It's barely noticeable.
Yeah, so these... Well, the snake did not occur naturally. It was summoned
The
possibly
Scorched Grove is not natural at all.
Yeah. But... Okay, the point is this thing was summoned.
I doubt there are many individuals capable enough to summon such massive creatures.
I mean, I'm thinking it was the giant monster that did it.
That seems reasonable. I mean, from the brief moments I glanced at it, it did seem as though the kind of thing that magic just meant nothing to it.
Maybe.
Well, as it stands, what do you all plan to do?
You guys are all free and rich.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what I'm doing right now. I am going to
What's that?
I am going to the nearest armory, and I am going to see if I can find splint armor.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
you have
going.
fun.
I'm going with you. I want to find fireproof armor.
You have fun with that. I'm going to aim back to the magic shop who's... God damn it, I'm blanking on the NPC's name again.
Eliza.
Eliza.
Eliza's Emporium. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going
Okay.
back to Emporium.
On the way, Talus does pull out the helmet, and he
You mean
sorry?
You mean Rallis?
Sorry. Yeah, Rallis. Sorry. We our names sound similar at the end. I apologize for that.
Rallis and Talus, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Rallis pulls out the helmet, and while he and Henrietta are traveling, they're actually, just a quick out of character question. If he removed the feather from the helmet and stuck it on, say, his cloak, would that still have the same effect, or?
No.
Alright. Well, he looks at it and he puts it on, and he says, how does it look?
Henrietta,
You actually look pretty... You look ready to fight something.
Yeah, the color scheme does not match your armor.
It's pure metal, so the Gallus feather is indeed teal-ish.
So it's kind of like a big contrast compared to everything else that he wears.
Yeah, like everything else is like blue and white.
Yellow.
Well, he gave this to me in such confidence. Goodness.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look up feats right now.
Okay. So, as you're walking towards, you eventually track down a blacksmith in the trunk market. They direct you towards this blue kobold.
Alright.
blue
Yeah,
cobalt.
hold on, I need to get Rallis's character token. There we go.
Alright. Over here.
So we're
Over here. He's working away on an anvil, working on some armor.
Excuse me, good sir. May we have a moment of your time?
He stops hammering away and looks over and he's like, yeah? What you want?
My compatriot and I here were wondering if we could buy your services for a moment.
Yeah, they looking for commissions, eh?
I am, yes, and as well as Miss Henrietta here. She
Alright, what do you need?
She wants something a bit more specific, but I want something a bit more simple. I'm looking for splint armor. Could you perhaps produce some for me?
Oh yeah, I got splint armor over here. He points to the back of this doll. There's a bunch of different types of armor.
Alright, well,
As for me, I'm looking for something fireproof.
Fireproof, eh? Don't think I have anything like that in the shop. I'll have to make it for you.
Much obliged.
Alright. Splint, anyway, for splint armor, I'd say about 200 gold pieces.
that works perfect for me.
Alright, it's a deal then.
Alright, and
Yeah.
and Rallis pays the 200.
Okay, he takes the 200 from you and he gets off of his stool. He's a lot shorter than you. But he very athletically manages to climb up to the back table to get the splint armor for you and take it back. It almost covers his entire body.
Much obliged, sir.
There you go. As for your fireproof armor, that's some magic stuff right there. I'm going to have to. Well, what kind of armor do you think you're looking for? You got I can make some chain or splint like him, or a breastplate or a half plate.
How about full plate?
Full plate. That's some expensive stuff right there. That's about 1,500 gold pieces.
Dang it!
Not counting for the enchantment that will likely come with it, I imagine.
Yeah.
Then what about half mail?
Half plate. That's a little cheaper. About 750, not including any enchantment.
Wait, hold on. Half plate.
750 gold pieces for half plate.
And how much for the enchantment?
I'd say another 100.
That's about 800 gold pieces.
It's like 850 gold pieces.
Okay. How about if it's in splint form?
The splint is a little easier, yeah. Definitely 200 gold pieces plus another 100 for the enchantment.
So 300 in total.
Yeah. I'll take the splint mail with the fireproofing enchantment.
Alright, I'll get to work on it right away. Just come back later. Might take me like a couple days or something. Splint's pretty easy for me to work with.
Sure thing.
Alright.
Yeah, Rallis, in the time he does, he finds a little place to get things done, and he puts the splint mail on.
Okay. You are now wearing splint mail. Also, Rook, you do manage to find someone selling studded leather. Well,
Yep.
Actually, didn't you already get the studded leather off of Bray?
No.
I
didn't pick it
they
up.
put it away in the jail, but you never took it.
Yeah, so. Oh well.
Alright. That should be an easy 45 gold for you, if it's just simple studded leather.
Oh yeah. No, I was going for like a black studded leather, kind of go with the theme, but whatever.
Oh, that's just some cosmetic stuff. I'm sure it's the same cost regardless.
Yeah, there's also glamored studded leather armor, but that's enchanted.
Yeah.
The minor enchantment. Yeah, that's like 45 gold pieces for studded leather.
Yeah.
It
So
is.
right now I'm just kind of like looking. I'm just looking over feats and was like, should I be the jerk that chooses Lucky?
No, please don't. Lucky is so broken.
It is within your rights to just ban Lucky.
I am banning the Lucky feat. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, now that
Lala
he's
did Lala did include into it in time for the one shot. I'm probably not going to get away with using it again, and he doesn't have to either.
Yeah, you wouldn't get away with it a second time because like you kind of got off on a technicality on that one.
Yeah, like she didn't. Yeah, she didn't tell. Yeah, she never said Lucky was banished. She's gonna make sure to say it next time.
Yeah, because like even I checked when I accidentally looked at your character sheet because I noticed that I could still look into it. I saw you had the feet, and then I'm just like Lala banned that, didn't she? Oh, and I looked at the home rules. She didn't. She didn't.
Yeah,
But anyway.
I was basically just as holding it in reserve for basically an emergency. Now is not the time for a nat 1 thing.
Fair enough. But yeah.
So yeah.
Alrighty.
I just the moment it was an emergency situation, I just like slammed them all down. I didn't and I didn't exit.
But yeah. Anyway, back on track. Now that he's got the splint armor on, he says to Henrietta, "So how do I look?" And out of character question, does the helmet look any better on him now that he's got splint armor?
I'm not exactly sure what splint armor looks like.
It looks really weird. I'll say that much. Like I looked up splint armor once, and it looks real weird.
Yeah, it does look pretty weird.
Yeah. And yeah, like it's like strips. It's made out of basically strips of metal laid together like samurai armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, here.
Only with a more
here's an example.
Only with a more European look.
Yeah, with a more European look.
But yeah, I imagine it probably doesn't look any better. This is just kind of an out of character thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he says to Henrietta, "How do I look?"
He looks like he's made out of metal.
Henrietta just tilts her head. Out of quick character, is there any teal in that split?
That's up to Rallis.
The only thing that's even close to teal is probably his ornate cloak.
It's more of a deep blue.
Yeah, it's more of a deep blue. And like I said, it's the only thing that's even close to that is probably his cloak. But yeah, even then, it's more of a deep blue.
Yeah, and the studded leather.
Well, you definitely look better. Well, it definitely looks better with the splint mail than what you had before.
I suppose, but still, regardless.
But I'm not exactly one for fashion.
Well, when it comes to protection, fashion is not necessarily always in mind.
Oh my gosh, you have 19 armor now. Oh my god.
19 armor.
Yeah, and
19 armor. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm going to have to throw things harder at you now.
Yeah, and I've lived on a farm most of my life, so we're more practical, if anything. And
well,
the only times we do get quote unquote fashionable is on days we go to market or if we gotta go to church or something. Some sort of fancy thing.
If I may be honest, I've always admired.
I can just picture both of you just standing outside the stall, just a little ways outside the stall, and you just hear clanging away. You just hear the cobweb clanging away.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, fair, I've always admired that about farmers and such, that they're very I do not wish to say simple, but they keep things they keep within the necessities, I suppose is what I mean to say. I've always admired that.
Henrietta smiles. Well, we may not make much, but we're proud of our work.
Does the body good too, from what I've heard.
Oh, it gives you quite a workout from your early age.
Yes. I imagine you are speaking from experience then, Miss Henrietta.
You got that right. She then points to the pitchfork that's strapped to her back. And there are times when even simple farm equipment can save your skin.
Well, I have heard stories that farmers have even adapted their own way of fighting to hold off bandits. But that's a discussion for another time, I believe.
Yeah.
Since I am new here, do you and your companions have anywhere they prefer to stay commonly? I admit I have only
There
ever...
is one. There's an inn we like to frequent.
It's nearby. Henrietta, also as you're passing by, you did notice a familiar figure over here. With a tent and a cauldron, and a snail shell cauldron. She has her back turned to you as she's sifting through a bunch of potions.
No way. Susan?
Oh, she turns around to see you and says, welcome. It was good to see you again.
So you moved out of the swamp and into the capital of Humblewood.
Yes, I did. I decided to set up a bit of a shop here.
Henrietta frowns. Did the magistrate of Winnowing Reach get to you?
Well, last I heard, he just managed to get a warning from the council to abstain. But I decided to come here anyway, to sell my wares. I'm also selling some fortunes, if you're interested.
Maybe another time.
Fair enough. I have a bunch of potions for sale, but if you also have any ingredients, I could also make them for you.
Ingredients?
Like slime residue, lizard tails, whiskers.
He pulls out the snake tooth and he says, or cinder snake's tooth.
Ash snake, yeah.
Ash snake, sorry.
Yeah.
I know it was something like that, yeah. Or an ash snake tooth.
She looks down at it and her eyes go wide. It's like, oh, this is interesting. I might be able to do something with this. For sure.
Well, you're free
If I may ask, where's your apprentice, Corn?
Oh, Corn. He's back at Marshview, I believe.
Will he be okay?
I'm sure he's fine. Marshview is out of the way of the Scorched Grove, after all. In the middle of the swamp.
But you're not worried about him being all alone?
Well, he has his friends as well there. He should be fine.
Well, if you say so.
Alright, well, if you want me to make a potion out of this tooth, I will require a bit of compensation as well. 1 gold piece should suffice.
That seems fair. Relish gives her a gold coin along with the tooth.
Alright. Thank you very much. I'll be sure to figure something out with this in due time. Until then, You should. Well, give me several hours, and I'll have it done for you in the morning.
Very well then. It was a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine. My name is Susan, by the way. Susan of the Swamp. Nice to meet you.
Oralis Greenborough.
Neat. Until then, dear. Good luck on your adventures. I'll see you in the morning.
Alright, and I imagine Henrietta and Oralis just head on off to this, favorite inn.
Yep, you go to the Wooden Flagon Inn. Meanwhile, what's everybody else doing?
Callus
Okay, well.
is on his way to Eliza's.
Okay. Eliza's Emporium. He's like, hey, you saw that big old thing in the Scorched Grove, didn't you?
Yes, it very nearly stepped on us.
Oh, wow.
That spell scroll you've been saving for me, I'll be taking it now. I believe the price was 450.
Let me check real quick. 150, yeah.
Yeah, 150, alright. Yes, I will take that.
Okay, let me do discounts.
Yeah, like...
she gives you 15 back.
Okay, so it's 135 total. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you have a spell scroll of major in it.
All right. Have you got any other spell scrolls in?
Let me see here. She kind of shuffles through a couple of things. I do have one more spell scroll, but it's not exactly popular.
Oh, what might it be?
Spell scroll of color spray.
I see. Perhaps yes, I think I'll pass on that.
Yeah, that's all I have, sadly.
Oh well.
In terms of spell scroll.
By the way, do you? I never actually asked this. Do you buy magical items as well as selling them?
Ooh. I am willing to buy them or trade for them.
Well, a while ago, I got my hands on this brooch of shielding. It's a bit situational for my tastes.
Brooch of shielding, right? She kind of looks at it, appraising it. An uncommon item. I can give you another uncommon item in return.
Oh, what have you got?
Let me check. She kind of shuffles through her itinerary.
Yeah, like I could be like pay special attention for anything that might be useful for a wizard.
Useful
Like,
for wizard.
I don't need a magic sword. Thank you very much.
I have a couple of these feather tokens. Yeah, feather tokens. There's this one. There's this one. One-time use only thing. Let me see if I can find something else. I still have this ring of feather falling. That's pretty rare. Oh, and she kind of manages to go through. She pulls out this big gray cloak that's covered in patches. This is a robe of useful items. Just pull a patch out and you suddenly have more things than you can deal with.
Okay,
There's a bunch of different patches on it. There's one that looks like there's dagger, a bullseye, lantern, a steel mirror,
Yeah,
a 10-foot pole, a hempen rope, a sap. You also see a rowboat, a iron door, a ladder, a horse with saddlebags. Yeah. Cat. Dog. Yeah.
There's a dog patch?
No, there isn't. I was just distracted by noise.
Sorry.
Okay, so I got.
Sorry. I think that was my chair squeaking or something. It's really old.
Okay.
Okay, so
There's one with a spell scroll on it too.
Okay. What? Okay, so recap. Okay, boat, door, horse, ladder.
Okay, there are two of each of the following patches: dagger, a lantern, mirror, 10-foot pole, hempen rope, and a sack. There are
Okay.
also 11 other patches.
Okay, and I can. Okay, and I can. Can I tell at a glance what they are?
If you look at it more closely, then yeah, I'll be sure to edit all of that in real quick. There we go.
Okay. All right. So give me a list of what. Okay. So.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it's a rope of useful item.
I'll take it.
Okay, that should come to about 350 gold pieces with a 10% discount.
And wait, I thought I was trading the brooch for it.
Oh yeah, that's right, of course. I'll definitely trade that for you instead.
It's a deal.
The deal. Thank you for your business. You exchange the brooch of shielding for a robe of useful item.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like out of character, I'm mostly just after that spell scroll that's attached. That's attached to it. This other stuff is, it's also really good.
Okay.
I mean, worst case scenario, you can pass off the cloak of useful items to Rook.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay. Yeah, like it's kind of a pity that these things are one that all the stuff is one use only. But what are you gonna do?
I mean, you kind of get a cloak of useful robe of useful items, I think, or whatever. You kind of get that knowing you're only going to get a few uses out of it.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Oh, useful item. Thinking about taking out magic and shit.
What's the current time?
So I'm gonna fold it up, put it in my. I'm gonna fold it up, put it in my bag of holding.
Okay.
I'll take a closer look at it later.
Yeah, it's 20 minutes to time.
All right.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Oh, but wait! Before I do that though, I rip off the spell scroll patch.
Ah, okay. It can be really any type of wizard spell.
Do I get to decide what it is, or do you decide what it is?
You know what? I'll let you decide.
Ooh, bad choice.
All right.
It has to be something of first or third level, though.
I already have a thing in mind.
Okay.
I think I might know what
It's
it means.
lightning bolt. It's lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Lightning bolt. Okay. That'll be fun.
Well,
Yeah,
when
like-
we're all
If you're outdoors. Okay.
No, what you're thinking of is call lightning.
Oh, yeah, call lightning.
lightning,
Lightning
bolt
bolt
is
I can use.
From the hands. Okay. Not from the sky.
yeah, that's the big
Gotcha.
difference. Call lightning is literally you are calling down lightning. Lightning bolt that's all you.
Lightning bolt is just a lightning bolt straight from the palm of your hand.
More or less. Yeah, so copying both of these is going to take 12 hours total.
Okay.
I'll sort that out later.
Okay. Rook, is there anything you're looking for?
Okay, well, Rook got his little fashionable studded leather.
Yeah, you got your
Already
studded
took
leather.
the coin out of that.
Okay.
I'm also looking for a little disguise kit.
An additional disguise kit. Okay.
No, like an addition to it, kind of like a whole bunch of like decorative steel masks to hide his identity.
I'm pretty sure you can just use scrounge craft to make the
I know, but I want like professionally made ones.
professionally made ones. I could
Like kind of like actors
kind of
masks.
I don't think that's something I have at this store.
Hmm. Well, is there any sort of bardic colleges around here I could probably borrow from?
Bard colleges. Not entirely sure. You might want to check the trunk market for that.
All right, will do. Thank you very much for your business.
Okay.
Just kind of like walk out.
Okay. So that's it. You're done shopping for now. Except for Rook.
Yeah, he's kind of looking for something that kind of screams mastermind.
Something that screams mastermind. You do eventually come across Ratman's wares over here.
Whoa. Over there? Next to
He
this-
has a lot of different things here. A lot of different baubles and maps.
It's okay. And I kind of approach him. Like, hello, good sir. I'm looking among your fine wares to buy a something for a
No.
masquerade ball.
If it isn't one of my favorite customers, hello. You do know Ratman.
Ratman?
You do know, oh gosh, what was his name again? His name was, pretty sure it's on here somewhere. Richard Polonius Redeman. Everyone calls him Ratman.
Oh, hello there, Ratman.
Hello. Is there something you need?
Yes, I'm kind of looking for a mask or a few masks to help supply a masquerade ball.
If it's masks you need, then you've come to the right place.
Yes,
Right
yes, I'm
this
also
way.
looking for the utmost discretion.
Of course. He leads you to near the back of the stall, and there's a whole wall of different types of masks.
Okay, I'll probably be drawing something later and showing it to you.
Yeah. Looks like each of these would be about 5 gold pieces.
I kind of like stroke my chin. It's like, I'm looking to buy 3.
15 gold pieces.
How about 10?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Always have to open and close the shit. Persuasion. 21.
He kind of looks down, but you can, with your natural insight, you can tell he's trying to he's overpricing some of this stuff. You know his game. Yes, so you drive a hard bargain. Here you go. He gives you 3 different types of maps of your choosing for 10 gold.
Okay, I kind of look over them. It's like, okay, I'll take this one, and this one, and here's your 10 gold. Pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Ratman.
Well, if you, Mr. Rook, hope to see more business in the future. Unless Elderheart burns down the place. Then I'll just have to move again.
Oh, well, we're trying to make sure that doesn't happen. You know how it all is.
Of course, of course. Hope to see you again alive. Farewell.
Yes, the mutual.
Farewell.
Okay.
Okay, so you now have 3 max.
Okay.
Okay, with that out of the way, back at the wooden flagon, I also need to put Rallis's token. There we go.
Rook is not there.
And Rice is not there.
Also, keep in mind, I'm thinking of taking Magic Initiate.
Okay.
So this here's the tavern, the inn we like to hang out while we had stuff to do in Alderheart.
My, it's certainly lively, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still pretty busy, though there's a bit more of a tension in the air after what happened. You can already see the scorched grove out the big window over here.
Yeah, usually it's louder than this.
The people are still drinking away.
I mean, there wasn't any tension.
Well, after what everyone just saw, it's surprising they can still continue on drinking anyway.
Sometimes people want to drink to forget.
Not a philosophy I agree with, but one I understand.
Okay.
So where is Talus with us?
I'm not sure. Is he?
I mean, I think I don't know. Rook was with me at Elisis, right?
I was nearby.
Yeah, Rook
probably still with him.
kind of ran on his own back down to the trunk market to get those masks.
Well then, short answer is I don't probably not here yet.
Well, looks like it'll be a while before Talus and Rook show up.
Well, I suppose it's just a moment for ourselves then. As skilled as those two clearly are, I can't help but get the feeling they are the rambunctious members of this little group.
You have no idea. Though, if you want to rank them, Rook is the most rambunctious.
Talus just, I imagine, goes along with him.
I guess. Though you might want to be careful if he tries to talk you into giving him all your gold.
Believe me, Miss Henrietta, I have seen that trick done before. And it didn't fool me then, it won't fool me now.
That's good thinking. Talus, I'm a bit on the fence about. He's a good sorcerer, but he really doesn't exactly... He's not exactly social.
Well, I have heard that the people who dedicate their lives to studying magic do tend to be a bit reclusive.
Henrietta keeps quiet about the incident at the manor. Not wanting to open that can of worms again. Well, if you're going to be traveling with us, Rallis, you and I will have would have quite a time trying to keep those two from conning or blowing something up.
I am rather used to
Though,
taking care of others.
though Talus is usually good.
Well, as I said, I am rather used to tending to people. It shouldn't be too much effort.
Henrietta calls for drinks.
Yeah, I hear you. The barkeep goes over to get some drink.
So, where are y'all from? I'm Rallis.
He pauses for a moment, thinking. He says, "I apologize, Miss Henrietta, but I'd rather not say for the time being."
Henrietta raises her eyebrow at this, but decides to leave it alone. Alright.
I mean no disrespect. Absolutely not. It's just...
Henrietta holds up her wing and shakes her head. Don't worry about it. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I just want to let you know that there's a friendly ear if you need one.
I know. And, well, seeing as you appear to be a woman of the cloth like myself, perhaps we will have more in common than I would initially think.
It goes. Well, who knows what we'll find. But one thing's for sure. This is going to be one crazy adventure.
I needed to stretch my wings anyway. I've been in the temple for far too long.
Which temple are you a part of?
The Temple of Altus.
Oh, I'm from the Temple of Hanera in Meadowfern.
That's quite a ways from here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Initially, I came here to get some help regarding the fires, but now with the bandits and all that,
One thing led to
I
another.
got called.
You were kind of a bigger priority, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're in a bigger fire now, and the frying pan ain't big enough.
Well, you can always rely on my strength and my own powers should the need ever arise.
And you can rely on mine.
He extends out a hand to her.
Henrietta grasps it and shakes it.
Okay. What are the humble folk part of the team doing?
Okay, well, I think I've narrowed down what spells I want to take for magic initiative.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know a couple spells now. Oh boy.
It's like 2 cantrips and a first level spell of one list.
Okay. I'll look at that after the session. We're getting pretty close to time.
Yeah, it's just about there.
There you are.
And what is Talus doing just about there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at this moment, Rook would be kind of like clocking into the tavern.
Okay. So, after that monstrous experience, you all pretty much deserve a drink on the house. Some warm rooms to stay in before moving out once again to the avium to ask for knowledge and assistance from the wizard. And that's where we're going to end it. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Until next time.
See you all later. Bye.
Good night.
Adios.
Bye.